What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Aliyah here, and you are walking with the walkers. And in today's video, I wanted to just film a get to know me video. If I'm being completely honest, I wanted to film a get to know me video, and I've never done one before, and I wanted to do it in a way that really explained, like, I guess, like my fitness journey, my health and fitness journey, my journey to mental health as well. Honestly, I just wanted to let you guys get to know me. I've been on YouTube. I've been posting videos documenting my postpartum weight loss and stuff like that, and I've never even been like, hello, this is who I am. But here we are. And thank you guys so much for watching beforehand. Thank you so much for watching and just being interested in the first place. So I'm just going to start. My name is Aliyah. I typically tell people they can just call me Aliyah because that's just it's just the easiest way, you know, because sometimes people can't pronounce your name and stuff like that. So I just tell them Aliyah, but my name is Aliyah, and it is an Arabic name. 5 years old. I'm 35, and I have 2 kids. My son is 6 years old, and my daughter is 9 years old. So I have a first grader, and I have a third grader. Yeah, it's crazy. And so I feel like I've been in like a mommy bubble for a minute, if you know what I mean, like that mommy bubble where you're kind of just like consumed with like the kids and take care of them and stuff like that, which is totally understandable. I feel like my kids are back in school full time, so now I have the opportunity to, you know, kind of turn the chapter in my book, turn the chapter in my life, like what's next, you know what I mean? So any other mommies out there, their kids are in school full time, and even if your kids are not in school full time, I think it's important also to think about, you know, what that next phase in life looks like for us parents, us moms who are. With that being said, I am originally from New York. I'm from New York City. When I was 9 years old, we moved from New York City to upstate New York, and upstate New York has a lot of land. So my mom, she saved up her money, and, you know, I am one of 8. That's a fun fact about me. I am one of 8, and actually I'm one of 12. Let me backtrack. I'm one of 12. My dad actually, before he married my mom, he had 4 kids with his previous wife, and then he married my mom, and they went to have 8 kids. And in those 8 kids, I rank as number 6, and then in the kids, if you include all of us, out of the 12, I am number 10. And so we moved up there when I was about 9 years old, and so that was definitely like, and I feel like I'm holding a mic that was definitely it was like such a culture shock, you know what I mean? Like, I've never been around animals, I've never been around so much land before, I've never been, you know. And also another thing about me is I was homeschooled. All of my siblings as well as me, we were all homeschooled at the time. So we're talking, I was never in any organized sport. I was mainly in, you know, nothing. No, I'm being dead serious. I was mainly in nothing. I didn't grow up playing sports, and my siblings have different stories because there are so many of us. We all don't have like the same like childhood background. In a way, we have similar backgrounds, but we just don't all have the same background. I know recreationally, we were very much into basketball. We played a lot of basketball recreationally. I mean, think about it, New York City. My mom was very much into farming and getting her land together. But she was just very much into like growing vegetables and growing, you know, food and growing cabbage and, you know, anything, really anything. She was growing it. Lots of fruits, lots of vegetables. So that's how I grew up, like in terms of being healthy. Let me go try and get my dog to be quiet, and I will be right back. I'm back, and my dog, he was like, who are you talking to? Like, who are you talking to? You're not talking to me, so who are you talking to? Stop. Are there strangers in my house? Like, he's a real one. Mom would just grow fruits and vegetables, and as I was saying, that's kind of how, in terms of eating wise, that's how I grew up. I grew up eating lots of fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. And so now fast forward from 9 years old to 14 years old is when I first went into the public school district. So when I went into the public school district, I was 14. I went to ninth grade, and I had never done any traditional curriculum or anything like that. I went out for the basketball team, and like I said, recreationally, we would play basketball. I did not make the basketball team. No, she did not. We did not make the basketball team, but that's okay. Like, it was way more complicated than I realized it was, for real. Like plays and all of it. I just didn't realize how deep it was. You know what I'm saying? So I love basketball and I love sports. I love to watch sports. Can't play many sports, but whatever. So anyway, I love sports, period. I tried out for the basketball team. I didn't make the basketball team, but then I tried out. My coach suggested going out for the track team. So I went out for the track team. Absolutely loved it. That was my first time, exercising for a purpose. That was my first time doing a sport for a purpose. That was my first time ever doing anything. And growing up, we always would watch the Olympics. We always were watching the Olympics. So I would see track runners, I would see soccer players, I would see swimmers, I'd see dancers, I see the gymnastics. I love gymnastics. I feel like in another world, I very well could have been a gymnast. Very well. In my dreams. So in general, I'm not throwing shade to my parents or anything like that. We just did not have the funds to support so many kids playing sports at all times, So with that being said, had I been in gymnastics when I was younger, I probably would have been in the Olympics, y'all. I would have been in the Olympics. You would have to look for me. She tells lies. I'm just lying all over the place. But anyway, introduced me to soccer, softball, and track. And within that, I first played track, and that was when I absolutely fell in love. And I was just like, this is amazing. And not realizing that, the extra, the endorphins that get released when you work out and then you feel better. Those being released for myself, I didn't realize why I felt so good. I just knew I absolutely loved running track. That's all I knew, is that I loved running track. You know what I'm saying? So it was unbeknownst to me, it was a good thing, but it's just whatever. So I ran track and I did softball as well. And then in 10th grade, in 10th grade, and this, child, I don't even think I realized how much of a turn it took me. And it wasn't a huge turn, but it was significant enough. In 10th grade, all of my family, they all showed up to support me. I'm so dramatic. Everybody came to support me. We went to Cortland. It was a track meet. We had a track meet, right? Boom. We had a track meet. We all went up to Cortland, New York. Drove up mad early in the morning. It was 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to get there, because the track meets, they start early. So we get there. It's my turn. I'm running the 100-meter dash. I'm running the 100-meter dash. It's what I love. Sprinting. It's what I do. So I'm there. It's my turn. I'm up there. I'm on the blocks. She's on the blocks. Okay, I'm ready. I hear the gun go off. Pow! Gone. I was out. Okay, I was gone. And as I'm running as fast as I can, I then hear a and your girl was limping after that. I was just, oh my God. I don't know who won. I don't know who didn't win. I know I did not win, which felt so bad. I was hurting. And I'm 15, 16 years old. Hurting, okay? You remember those feelings when, So I'm hurting, literally physically hurting and emotionally hurting. And so, I hear a crack and I'm limping after that. And as I'm running, I'm oof, something bad happened. My mom comes down from the bleachers and then she's like, are you okay? Boom, 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 boom. That was all she wrote. I never ran track after that. I barely even sprinted after that. Okay. Let me tell you what happened. So I'm walking around, and when I tell you guys, it was painful. Okay. It was my pelvis. I fractured my pelvis. I had a hairline fracture. It wasn't anything crazy. I didn't need surgery. I didn't have a cast. Nothing. It was just really, 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 really painful. And so, so we go home, and let me let you know, okay? Let me let you know. We're very brought up in a way that was very strict. If I'm just be honest, we was very strict and very, as it was a controlled environment. And so it leads me into what I'm going to say. I didn't go to the doctor's office. I didn't go to the hospital. They didn't give me x-rays and find out what happened immediately. It was some time had passed, and more than likely it was probably, who knows, she couldn't get into a schedule, who knows. But I know some time had passed, and I was well on into another sport before I had an x-ray. And that is when we saw the hairline fracture on my pelvis. So it's not like after that we went home. After my track meet, we went home. I iced it. My grandmother's a nurse. She was just put some ice on it. It was nothing. So after that, I fractured my pelvis. I never sprinted again, but I knew I had to run. If I didn't run, I would have been scared of hurting myself again. And when something scares you, sometimes you just have to jump inside. Sometimes you just have to do it. Sometimes you just have to get in there. So that's what I did. I went back and I played softball and I played soccer. Absolutely love both of the sports as well. And again, this was my first time being introduced to an organized sport. You know what I mean? From 9 years old to 14, I didn't do nothing. I was homeschooled. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have any of that. High school, after I graduated from high school, I went to basically a local college, essentially. I went to a local college, a college that was maybe 2-3 hours away from my house. It's where I met my now husband, my baby daddy. Let me stop. That's so terrible. That's trifling. That was so trifling. Okay. I went to a local college, and that is where I met my now husband, my then boyfriend. And so going there, I also played soccer and softball there as well. Same thing, same deal. Completely enjoyed it. I loved it. I did gain that freshman 15. We gained the freshman 15 100%, but I don't think I've ever been in such great shape in my life like when I went to college. Like my first year in college, I gained that freshman 15, didn't know what to do. I was eating all kinds of weird stuff that I wasn't supposed to be eating or wasn't even used to eating. And so I gained weight. My health and fitness comes first in regards to what's going on in the inside of my body, and can I preserve my body for as long as I'm here for in the best way. It's not about, okay, so we just stopped off at me meeting my husband, my then boyfriend, my now husband, who is the father of our 2 children. We met when we were 19, freshman year, and leave it to him. He'll tell you a crazy story. Leave it to me. I tell you a crazy story. So until we probably can get the both of us together, the stories will not collide. They won't come together, okay? But yes, it's my husband now. We've been married now for 10 years, and we've been together now for almost knowing each other for 20 years. So so my husband, after him and I met, after I think it was a year or maybe a semester he then went into the military. So I am also a military wife. Yes, all these military wives out here. Went into the military. I finished out my schooling, and then I moved to Ohio, and this is where I currently reside. I currently reside in the state of Ohio. So any other Ohioans, comment, tell me you're here, let me know, okay? Tell me. Let's connect, okay? Let's have healthy lives, healthy marriages, healthy children, healthy ourselves, after college, I kind of was I was transitioning. I was working, I didn't really know how to work out. I didn't know how to eat better for myself. I knew how to, but I didn't, believe me, I grew up eating beans, rice, and cornbread every day. Every day, my mom would make us beans, rice, and cornbread. Sometimes we would have meat. Sometimes. We did not have meat all the time. We my mom would go to the halal butcher. We go to the halal meat market. We would get bulks of meat, bulks of product, bulks of meat, bulks of rice, bulks of flour, cheese. We get all of it bulk. And then once it ran out, that was it. That was it. You could survive on bread and ketchup, bread and mayo. I laugh about it now, but it was real. Okay, it was real. So yeah, so I didn't really know how to feed myself after college, and even in college I didn't know how to feed myself, but I grew up eating healthy, you know what I'm saying? So I had to like kind of go back to like what I knew. Needless to say, my husband and I, like, we had boyfriend at the time, we had like a bar that was like right behind our apartments that we moved into. It was right behind there, and legit we would walk to the bar, party, chill, do whatever, eat mad late, come back home, walk back home, and then pass out, and then like wake back up and do it all over again. Like we were like in that phase of just chilling. Like we were just chilling. Like we were we were living life. Okay, so we did that for some time, and we gained weight doing that. We gained weight doing that, and again, it wasn't healthy. So with us gaining weight doing that, you know what I mean, it was still on my mind heavy, like, yo, I need to kind of figure out like what's good for me, because playing sports was good for me. I would just play organized sports, but like now leaving college, I'm not in high school anymore. What do I do? How do I work out? What do I like, really, growing up, I never worked out. I saw my family working out. My aunt would work out all the time. Tell me if you know, when you know, she would do Taibo. We would do, what's his name? Something Banks. all the time we grew up doing Taibo. So we grew up working out in a way, like my aunt was very heavy into working out. So that's how I am familiar with working out, if that makes sense. That's how I'm familiar with it. But any organized sports, I don't know. But being familiar with working out, doing Taibo, doesn't translate to, for me, it didn't translate to working out in a gym, doing a workout, and like knowing what. I started working at the school, and in that school they had like a little gym, and so I would work out in that gym. I'd just hop on the elliptical and I just like go, and then I'd probably like try and lift weights a little bit, and that's that, you know, but nothing crazy, and not even nothing crazy, but like I didn't know what I was doing. So without me knowing what I was doing, it kind of really went nowhere. I was kind of wasting my time a little bit. And so I started, so that was that. So that was like my journey with like trying to work out after college, was just like going to the gym at my school, at my job. So then I got married. Then we got married in 2013. Had our daughter in 2014. So in 2014, that's when I became a stay-at-home mom, and that's when I began like my whole fitness, losing weight, postpartum journey. Like, what's the best way to lose weight and take care of yourself after you have a baby? Because that was also important to me. So when I lost my weight from my daughter in 2014, that was my first time literally committing to the gym. In 2014, that was my first time committing to the gym, because I hadn't known any other way besides playing sports. When I lost the weight from my daughter, that was my first time learning how to work out in a gym, learning how to work out at home. I had to learn how to do all of that. Because you have an athletic ability doesn't mean anything. I had to learn how to play the sports, and I had to learn how to work out for real. In 2014, that was like my learning period, and then I had my son in 2017, and filmed that. And if you guys definitely, okay, listen to me. If you want to see those videos, when I tell you they're vintage, I mean all the stuff, but the journey is still there. Okay. Go back and definitely check out my postpartum videos when I lost weight from having my son and when I lost weight from having my daughter. Go check it out if you have the chance, if you have the time, just to know. My husband and I, we were moving to this new house. And so I had a lot of packing to do. Then we all know what happened. We all know exactly what happened. So it was 2020 when we moved here in March. We moved here March 2020, and go definitely check out my other video where I tell you guys about like my COVID, trying to get myself out of that COVID hole, like that we were all in. And I know everybody was trying to work out, everybody was trying to keep their physique. It was crazy. It was crazy. I had to learn how to work out. I had to learn how to do all of these things in the gym. So if you guys are looking for someone who didn't know what they were doing, but can now kind of respectively say they might know what they're doing just a little bit, definitely check me out, okay, you guys. Like, I'm here for you, beginners, intermediate. That's where I'm at. I'm not at any pro level. I do things very sparingly, and I'm here for longevity. I'm here for longevity. I don't want to hurt myself working out, trying to be someone else. I'm not trying to be when I was 28 when I had my son. I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to recreate what was in my 20s. I have no need. So I'm here for longevity, and I'm here to do it gracefully, and I'm here to do it realistically. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to be out here like, don't eat this, don't eat that, you have to work out every single day. Absolutely not. There are weeks that I don't work out, that I'm trying to get to working out, but between kids and livelihoods, it's hard. You know what I mean? So now I'm here, and I had to learn how to work out. So if you guys need any tips, let me know. I would definitely give you some tips, some beginner tips and intermediate tips. 2021. I think it was 2021. 2021, I began and this is something that I always was going to do, right? So in 2021, this is when my mental health journey began. And so I always knew, in general, growing up, I always knew that was just like, I need someone to talk to. I need somebody to talk to. I need therapy. And, and I finally got myself here. And sometimes it takes us a while to get where we're going, but, it'd be like that. As long as you get there, that's all that matters. As long as you get there, that's all that matters, okay? Started seeing my therapist, and thank goodness for her. Really, thank goodness for her. She puts so much of life into perspective, and it's like it's truly a breath of fresh air. While I talk about health and fitness, my health and fitness includes mental health. Full stop. When I started to see my therapist in 2021, that was when my journey began with my mental health, and so oh my gosh, I don't even know where to begin. I think I have to make like a separate, like, let's talk about therapy type of video. Let me know if you guys would like enjoy seeing something like that. I think in general, I want to like talk about just therapy and everyone's different experiences with them, just so we can kind of get ideas as we help other people, find their voice and find who they are and stuff like that. I think it's important to share stories. Obviously therapy is something that is very close to me and that I hold very close to my heart, but I also feel that it's important that I share my journey with therapy, that I share my journey of getting help with you guys, so that you can kind of follow the same steps and do the same thing. Mental health and health is for everybody, okay? It is for everybody, okay? So with that being said, I started seeing her in 2021, and I also started working around the same time. And so it was pretty difficult, and I'll be honest with you guys, crazy and exhausting. And 2023 felt like it was like the longest year of my life. I don't know why I felt so long. I'm meeting with my therapist, and I was meeting her at the time in the midst of COVID. At the time, it was like every week, every single week I was meeting with her. Like, I genuinely, without realizing it, I was definitely in crisis. I was in complete crisis, 100%. Didn't realize it at the time, but we were in crises, okay? We were in crisis mode. It was great. It was very flexible. It was amazing, but what I noticed while I was working, and had I not been in therapy, and I'll be very honest with you guys, had I not been in therapy, I would not have known how to navigate coming back into the workforce after being a stay-at-home mom for almost 8 years. I would not have known that transition would have been so hard. It was hard. The transition was hard, but it would have been much harder had I not, sought out therapy. My meeting came, I was meeting with her, and when I tell you I was in shambles, your girl was in shambles. I was in shambles. Like, I was just like, I couldn't it was crazy. Like, you just know how when you get so stressed out and you go to speak about whatever it is that's stressing you out and you can't even talk. That's how I was. That's how it was. It was just like, it was like stuck in my neck and I couldn't speak. And my therapist sprang into action, and she like grabs her book down, and she's like flipping through pages. She's like flipping through pages, trying to see kind of, because again, she's known me at this point in time, and she knows I'm back at work, and she's like, and she even said like, I expected for this to happen, because let me paint a picture real quick, you guys. She even said to me, I expected this to happen. But to paint a picture real quick of how, like, what I was dealing with at the time, and so we're coming out of COVID, right? I go back to work after not working for almost 8 years, and so it feels like the whole world is upside down already. And then you go back to work, and I'm managing. And so if you guys don't know, a little bit about me as well is that my husband is on the road about 85% of the year. So 85% of the year, out of 85% of the year, he's on the road internationally and, within the States. And so it's me, as a stay-at-home mom, it was just me, and we come from a military background as well. So I kind of knew this world of that, of military and not seeing each other and long distance marriages. I'm gonna just say it right there, long distance marriages. Like we knew that that's kind of like the environment we were coming into. And at the time, my son was coming home at 11:30. So I'm actively in a meeting, like, okay, I gotta jump off real quick, go grab my son, bring him back in, feed him real quick, give him some lunch, spend some time with him, and then like an hour and a half later be like, okay, I gotta go back to work, give him something to entertain himself for like the next 2 hours while I'm working, you know what I mean? So it was a lot. And then my daughter had to go pick her up, and I'm taking this kid to practice, and then I'm doing this. It was a lot. It was crazy, but had it not been for my therapist, I would not have been able to make that transition as well as I did. And I'm saying I did it well, but your girl was fumbling. I was on rocks. I was on hot coals at one time. Not really, but when you're in something, it feels very intense. And so that's how it was for me. And had it not been for therapy, I wouldn't have been able to manage. I would not have been able to manage. The summer of 2023, my position, because of COVID, was terminated because, they was just like, it was hard to recover. And so they kind of made a position for me. And it was just like, financially for the company, it was just like, dang, love ya, but we can't sustain this anymore. I stopped working. But looking back, I'm like, whoa, that was mad stressful. It was mad stressful. It was really stressful. I cannot stress that enough, how stressful it was. But I'm so glad I did it. I got out of my comfort zone. And when you are a stay-at-home mom, and you have been out of the game for almost 10 years, it is daunting. It's scary. It makes your anxiety get out of control. It makes you feel like, who do you think you are? Like that imposter syndrome, And when I was working, you guys, so much weight. I was more sedentary than I've ever been in my entire life. Like even, even when I was not working, I was still mad active. I was moving around. I was taking kids to parks and playgrounds and all of this stuff. I was doing a lot. And so when I started working, it kept me still for so long that I did start to gain weight. And that is what my previous video, my most current video, 2024, is about. Is what else? So I still see my therapist. It's been 2.5 years, I think, at this point in time. It's been 2.5 years. I still see her. I see her at this point in time every 8 weeks. Okay. We've made progress. And even during our she's so cool, she's mad cool. So during our session, she'll be like, so I feel like you're doing really well, and we want to maybe take it down to maybe every 4 weeks. She's like, don't think that I'm trying to leave you or anything, don't. She's like, oh my gosh, it's just so funny because your therapist will get to know you. Your therapist, especially if you're honest, you have to be honest. Hold things close to you if you don't feel like you want to say it right then and there to her, because they will be a stranger. I won't say she or he. They will be a stranger. So just hold it close to you if you feel that you need to do that. But as I've gotten to know my therapist, and as I've gotten to feel safer and safe with her, I felt safe from day one, but it was just really different and weird. I don't tell people what's going on in my head. I leave that for myself. Whatever's going on in my head stays in my head. but it's important to speak with a therapist. So anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm backtracking to say your therapist will get to know you, and eventually the way they speak to you, they'll know kind of how to get you to where you need to go, essentially. So with that being said, my therapist, she knows me, you know what I'm saying? And I guess like she didn't want me to like kind of feel, you know, a little rejected or anything. You know, she didn't want me to feel any type of way. So she was just like, you know, don't think, you know, I'm not trying to leave you or anything. I'm just saying you're doing better. It's a good thing. So it was just, but it also feels good to know that you're doing better. You know what I'm saying? I was seeing her every week. Every single week, and then every 2 weeks, and then every 2 weeks for a long time, and then maybe every 3 weeks for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So 4 weeks at this point was a long time in the making. It's been 2.5 years. Okay, it's been a long time in the making, and it's work, but it's worth it. The work that you do in therapy is so worth it. It is worth every single ounce, and I tell you this with complete honesty. The work you do in therapy is worth every single ounce. Okay, find yourself a therapist that will work for you. Like, look in their bio, look at their description. So for me, when I was looking for my therapist, I knew they had to tick boxes. They had to, okay, get this one. You have to tick those boxes for me. And so what my suggestion to you, as we talk about health, mental health, it would just be to just do your research and just look up their backgrounds, look up what their specialties are, look up what they do best. You know what I'm saying? Look it up, see how long they've been in practice for. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So my journey now is I'm at a different space, and as is my husband. You know, he's trying to get off the road now too, and our kids are in school full time now this year, this 2023-24 year. And so being a stay-at-home mom for as long as I have been, you know, I've just been taking care of the kids, so I've never had this moment to just kind of breathe for just a second. So they're in school full time now, and I'm like, okay, all right. Okay, you know, like literally you just have a second to yourself. You have just a second to yourself. Mentally and physically healthy as I can be. I'm in a space where I'm not so much focused on weight loss at this time. I'm focused on weight management, as well as tonnage, as well as like physique, as well as muscle tone, as well as muscle gain. So my muscle gain is so important to me. Like, I just love the look of muscle. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. Only on muscle tonnage and muscle gain. So I want to grow my glutes. I want to grow my hamstrings and tighten and strengthen my hamstrings. I want to grow my arms. I want to have a bit more definition in my arms. You know what I mean? So yeah, you guys, that's where I'm at with my health and fitness journey. If you made it this far, I really want to thank you so much for even watching my video, for being even intrigued in my video. I tell you what, these are some serious 2024 goals of mine that I have been very adamant about accomplishing. And in the past, I wanted to post more frequently and so on and so forth, but managing kids and stuff like that was a task, and I feel like now I might have a bit more bandwidth to actually accomplish those things. So I really appreciate you guys watching and just being intrigued, and let's start a conversation about physical health and mental health and emotional health and health of a marriage. You know, let's start all those conversations. And I'm no gatekeeper. I like to keep things as real as I can on my channel. So anyone else who is just on their fitness journey and their health and fitness journey, and they're just trying to live their best lives with a little laughs here and there, with commiseration, with understanding, empathy, I'm here for it. So definitely comment below and come and join me. So if you are afraid to put yourself out here in 2024, do it. So many people are doing it. So many people are out here doing what they love to do. And so if there is something that you love to do, I am here to tell you, girl, do it. Girl, do it. Okay? Do it. Whatever it is, just do it. Do it. It's 2024. You don't just do it. And I'm here to champion you. You got it. You got it. Just do it. Okay? So, with that being said, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.